Okay, James, we saw your beautiful Lamborghini. We sit here on the 40th floor in Dubai. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, so I own a recruitment agency in the UK, and I own a marketing company, and I also help business owners scale their agencies to 6 and 7 figures.
So you sell like info product?
Yeah, I do info product and like a B2B agency.
B2B agency. So like in percentage-wise, information business and real business, like when you have your recruitment service, like what's the percentage-wise you do information business and recruitment business?
Still the recruitment agency is still like the number one revenue generator. But I split probably 50% of efforts and time between both.
So when you were like younger, right, what do you want to be in life?
I think just successful and to have financial wealth and probably nice things. So when I was younger, I always had a little taste of that, but I was always told you need to work for your money and obviously earn and hustle. So I think from an early age, I always wanted to just take it in my control to earn what I wanted to earn. And I always wanted to have a big house, lots of nice cars.
Okay.
So ever since I was young, I've always liked cars and supercars.
So did you like set your goals really high? Like, or you started with something lower? Let's say Lamborghini Huracan, it's a very nice car, right? But it's not your first car.
Yeah,
right?
No, not my first car.
So on setting goals, how would you do this? What's your actually intake on that?
So I remember the first probably nice car I got was a Porsche Cayman back when I was like young 20s, when I was working for somebody else, and I had that actually on the computer screen as an image for probably
visualization.
Visualization. Yeah.
So does it really work?
Definitely, yeah. Like as our old mentor Dan Penny used to say, yeah.
What did he say?
When you go to the Rolls-Royce garage, smell the leather and the
Smell
seats, feel it, touch it, act it, and it shall flow to you if you set the right expectations in life. And
so did you smell Lamborghini before you purchased it?
yeah, I've hired Lamborghinis before, yeah.
So you just went, like rented it for 1 day, 2 days?
Yes.
Just drove it, smelled it, and then you said like, I want this car.
Yeah.
Really? What about Ferrari?
Ferrari, yeah. Ferrari too. I think probably more Ferrari. Like back when we were younger, Lamborghinis weren't. Ferrari was the ultimate car because Lamborghini wasn't ahead of Ferrari. Now, obviously, they probably overtook in terms of like supercars and wow factor. Maybe it's probably debatable. So yeah, I've always wanted a Ferrari, and I still will get one. I think as my next car.
Okay. So in terms of your business, you're originally from United Kingdom. So when you came to Dubai, what's the reason for that?
Probably lifestyle, environment. Environment as you start to get more successful and you appreciate things and your time and to be ultra focused. I picked Dubai because of the weather. So weather does make you happier, 100%.
So you mean sun does make you happy?
Yeah, 100%. So
what about UK? No sun?
No sun, not much sun, especially from the north of the UK where I'm from. So it's always raining or dark or cloudy.
So you're from Newcastle, UK, right? Like close to
the coast and up north,
close to Scotland.
Yeah, close to.
Scotland,
yeah.
Pretty freezing there.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say definitely environment is probably one of the number one factors. And if I look at my happiness now compared to a year ago, like I'm probably 30-40% happier. And
maybe it's because of Lamborghini.
Not because of Lamborghini, but I think the happiness made me make more money, and the more money got me the Lamborghini.
So how did you get to that point, like where you start making more money once you moved to Dubai?
Just because there was less distractions in Dubai. Because like when you're not surrounded by all of your friends and family and distractions, I'm sat in this apartment and I just work. And I've got more mental clarity of like when I get up, it's sun shining, I have gym, meditation, healthy smoothie, then I get started with the day and it's just focus work. And I think that performance like obviously has made me increase like my income as well. So
you're saying friends and family actually make you like kind of make less money than just being by yourself?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Like if you just by yourself, there's nothing else to do but make more money. And back to environment, when you're surrounded by, Dubai's got probably the most millionaires in a small city than anywhere else in the world. So you're surrounded by more wealth, more progress, higher energy, never sleep, so it always makes you psychologically like want to do more. Whereas if I'm in my comfort zone, like back home, you already achieved so much, so like you could just stay there and stagnate a little bit because you're uninspired, because you're not walking around lots of more inspiring things and supercars and nicer restaurants and nicer experiences.
So you're saying like Dubai motivates you,
Yeah,
right,
for
to make
sure.
more money and spend more money, because this apartment, car, you know, like lifestyle, it costs money.
It costs money. Yeah, so it makes you can't stop. You just got to you want to keep going, and that's a good thing for growth as humans, especially for entrepreneurs. It's important to always keep growing and evolving, self-improving, but also increasing wealth, because as entrepreneurs, that is the only thing you can track as a metric for success, is the numbers. Yeah, not to get fixated with it, because I don't have any ambition to be ultra wealthy or get stuck in that game, but it's important you still play the game and you recognize what it is.
Okay, so if you're talking about the goals, what's your goals for this, let's say 1 year and 5 years? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to like be in life?
So probably in the next year, I would like to increase my net worth, just make as much money as humanly possible in this environment, but whilst enjoying my life. That's very important now. Like when you get to a certain stage, like you appreciate the time. So it's not about working hard. I don't work 60, 70 hours a week. Probably realistically work 20, 30 hours a week.
So you work only 20, 30 hours a week?
Yeah.
And you still make a good money to afford these kind of things. So
Yeah.
it breaks the mentality that harder you work, more money you make.
Yeah, but when I started my business, I worked 60, 70 hours a week. So when you get it to a point and if you do things right, like year 3, year 4 in your business, it should get easier. You should be working less in the business and more on the business, and you should be making more money year on year. If not, the business isn't right. It's not working, because you should, like the business should be there to serve you and your needs, and your lifestyle and wealth should get better and better from that business. Not you just serve the business and be a slave to the business and keep having to drive it year on year, and it just keeps making the same revenue. A lot of business owners like fail to recognize that they need to install like some systems to give them more leverage and time back, and to try and carve out unfair advantages in their business to make them more successful. And always, like a lot of business owners maybe are shy away from making healthy profit margins. Like the whole point of a business is to make profit. Like, so it's very important that like from day one for me, it was never about revenue, always about profit.
And lifestyle.
And lifestyle, yeah. So
you still want to make money, but you still want to enjoy life, right?
Of course, yeah.
So what is the balance? Because like our mentor, like Dan Pena said that there is no balance, right? So work-life balance. So like your family and work. How do you manage it? Do you believe like in a healthy balance between these things, or you just either go like one extreme, you make money, and then you go to another extreme and spend time with your family? How do you do it in your life?
So I think when it says balance, we never switch off as entrepreneurs. Like whether you're thinking, learning from another mentor, or watching a program, a YouTube, a podcast, reading, meeting other entrepreneurs, that is still sort of work, but it's fun because it's your hobby, yeah? And you're probably thinking of ideas for business ideas and how to grow. So you never really switch off, but in terms of actual core work, I maybe speak to clients or whatever, then yeah, it's having that balance. So I'm very, very selective over my time. I try not to commit to any meetings as much as possible. And I don't like having a set agenda every week where on certain days I have to do certain things. I choose now. I'm in a fortunate position now where I pick and choose when I work. So if I wake up tomorrow and don't want to work, I won't work. But I think to get to where at least 7 figures in the bank for a net worth, it changes your mindset about everything, because technically you don't really need to work too hard again, because you've already proved it and got that amount of money. So you know you're never going to have to worry about money again, because you could make that again and again.
But it changes mentality as well. So before that, you don't have such a comfort having like a 7 figure in your bank, but once you have it, and you say like you become selective what things you do, right? So it means you say more no to yes.
Yeah, all the time. I say no 90% of the time now.
How do you select those rare cases of yeses? You know, like which things actually motivates you? Like what brings you fire that you say like, yes, I want to do it?
So very rare. Like I get asked for a lot of business opportunities, advice, and I think the more successful you are, the more people want your time. And are you free for a call? Could I ask your opinion about this and that? And as much as I try my best to be nice and help and support friends and other people, you've got to remember that mental clarity you have in your brain and your energy you have per day is only limited. So if you're giving away all of that time just to other people all of the time, then that focus energy for you to make money or you to build your business gets limited. So you've got to be very selective and just say no. And I think the more I've got used to that over the years, because at the start, I used to always have a meeting. I'd go to all of the events, all of the entrepreneur hangouts, network, because you had to build like your business, to grow, you had to get your name out there. And most businesses like back then were done face to face and on relationships. So it was very important. And I think anyone starting a business, you need to do that.
So at the beginning of the business, you say like they need to grind, they need to do like lots of stuff, working hard. But then after you get like at some point when you become successful, when success comes like overnight, as they say, right? 10 years later, you become selective. But what do you say? You say like, I'm selecting all my time because my energy is limited. Are you a morning person or like night person?
Morning.
So morning person. So when do you do your like most important work? In the morning, afternoon, or at night?
I would say late morning. So my mornings are my sacred time where I would get up. I don't have anything in the calendar before like 12 at lunch. Sometimes 11:30, but mainly 12. And then I would have my morning routine, meditation.
Can you talk about this? Actually, it's pretty good. Like morning routine. So James, like what time you wake up like regularly?
So it's quite hard now because in Dubai the time zones are different, and I'm 3-4 hours behind the UK. So I'm struggling to sleep.
You still live in UK time or Dubai time?
I would say halfway through. So I'm going to bed. Normally I would go to bed at 10 p.m. in the UK, and here I go 12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Sometimes 1, struggle to sleep. So
12 a.m. you mean already? Like at night?
Yeah.
Like at night, okay.
So I'm trying to get back to a normal routine, but that is hard because if you think back in the UK, it's only 6 p.m.
Okay, let's talk about Dubai. So you go to bed like at 12 a.m. You wake up what time?
8 o'clock.
So you sleep 8 hours.
Yeah, you've got to get 8 hours sleep.
So you gotta get 8 hours. What do you do next? First thing you wake up. Do you take your phone and you grab it and you check like what's the news?
I try never the news.
You never do that? Come on, really?
Not the news.
No Instagram?
No, Instagram you might sometimes, but you shouldn't do that. But I would never check the news.
So you try not to be distracted in the morning. Like once you get up. So what do you do? Like first thing, like you open your eyes.
Yeah, get up. I open the blinds, look on the balcony. I brush my teeth, and then I meditate for 25, 30 minutes.
And what do you try to do when you meditate? Do you try to just clear your mind, or you just try to focus on some things?
So I use guided meditation. So I use an app called Insight Timer, which is very good. I used to use like just YouTube different. I've grown. You've just got to get used to a different meditation and see what works for you. So you meditate for 25 minutes. What do you do after? I make a smoothie. So really healthy smoothie with a green vibrance powder in, which got all of the nice healthy greens and vitamins, frozen fruit, banana, vanilla, vegan protein, and blend it. And
so you make it at home, right?
Yeah.
So after that, you drink it, you get energy.
Yep.
What's next?
And then I'll go to the gym.
Probably nice.
I'm getting back in the gym routine now, probably 4 times a week, which is good. Release the endorphins.
And the gym is on the 8th floor probably over here. So you just go to elevator, push the button, just go down. That's it?
Yeah. So funny story about that actually, because I was doing that and then I joined the gym recently, which was brand new, and it's about 12 to 15 minutes drive from here. And I went there, loved it, signed up, and the idea was to take my car there. And by the second week, I'm like, it's just too much hassle. Getting in the car, getting out of the car park, going there, driving, because it was in a mall as well, so you've got to walk and park. It's just not worth my time.
Okay.
So it is so convenient to have a gym in your apartment, which is another thing, environment. Back home, in a freezing cold, and it's dark outside, it's 8 a.m.
Yes.
And you think, I'm going to the gym today, I've got my gym bag ready, and you're thinking it's a 15-minute drive and it's cold. And so it's uninspiring to be around, so you demotivate because your subconscious and your other part of your brain is telling you, just do it tomorrow. Whereas here, when it's nice and sunny all the time, you've got a lot of successful people and healthy people, etc. You need to maintain that standard, just like you need to maintain your wealth here and success. You need to maintain your body and everything else as well.
So having everything in one place at one point, it's kind of like getting you comfort. You're in the comfort zone, but at the same time you're saying that it's important so it doesn't distract you. It doesn't cut your time out of your business goals, right?
Yeah.
So it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go to gym for 1 hour probably, right? So you come back, it's already what, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, 10
o'clock.
10:30.
What about breakfast?
So, well, I've had my smoothie. And
So smoothie is enough for breakfast?
It can pretty much fill you up for till 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's very good. And then I go to a coffee shop. So I'll go down. I'm fortunate enough there's like 4 or 5 different coffee shops I can pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Take my notebook and journal. And then that's when I'll just plan. I've planned my day before, the night before, but I'll just plan many minor ideas and strategies and how to increase, whether it's like my landing page or leads or conversions, or if I'm working on a new product on my program or something in the agency. So I'll just have that time with a blank bit of paper and just think.
So every day you write in a journal. So what do you want to do? Goals? So planning?
Yeah.
And you think it's important?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think just to let everything out of your head, because you store so much information, and it's very important to brain dump it all, and it gives you good points of references to go back to. Even if you think of something that you thought of 2 weeks ago, you can go back and think, oh yeah, I remember I was going to do that. That was a good idea. That could increase our income for next month or whatever it is. So I always make sure that I love starting the day with nothing and just my notebook and a coffee.
So that's another 30 minutes, 1 hour?
Yeah, 1 hour I would say.
And then 11 o'clock, so time to start working?
11:30 I'll come in and I'll go on the computer and see what I've got planned for that day. So sometimes I am doing a couple of sales calls at the minute for the program, but that's getting moved across to a sales team now. So yeah, and then some afternoons I might not work here. I might there's certain co-working spaces and beach clubs you could go to, so it's good to work there, and you've got a blend of going there and sitting by the pool and having lunch. So some days I'll do that.
So it sounds like a very relaxing day.
Yeah.
And you still make good money.
Yeah, but it wasn't always like
possible?
that. It wasn't always like that, and I'm very fortunate, but I did work hard probably for 5 years of blood, sweat and tears really to get to my business agency. And then even when we met Andre, we would fly around the world and have different mentors and consume courses and programs and YouTube and all of that. And then all of a sudden, I think it doesn't just happen overnight, but everything just clicked into place. And then all of a sudden you're making a certain amount of revenue every year and money. But because you've done all of that hard work of like working on yourself, personal development, every single day for me for the last 6-7 years. So that just compounds over time, and then all of a sudden, you know, like the hockey curve stick of a business, I feel like that's what happened to me.
Okay, so now this important part when you say like you just compounding, and then it's a breakthrough.
Yeah.
So what's for you was the biggest breakthrough?
So I think obviously helping other business owners like scale their business, like that was important for the breakthrough because I mastered how I could help others get results. And once I started testing that, and a lot of people got results and created more money and learned from everything that I systemized in my business, that's what really helped scale and grow. And that actually happened in lockdown. So probably, was it last March, I think? So 18 months ago, when I was just sat at home, I was like, right, now's the time I'm going to build my online program and help other business owners and just really brainstorm. And it was just focus time because you couldn't go anywhere. And I was just locked in that room 10 hours a day for months.
So COVID actually was pretty good for you.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, apart from some sectors naturally which got really affected, I think most entrepreneurs made the most money they have probably the last couple of years.
So you moved to information business. So and you said it was the biggest breakthrough for you. So do you really enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy helping others because I think when you've been in that industry yourself and it's helped you get to where you want to get to, then you know the benefits of it. So it's not, you know you can help others and you know you can help them repeat the same type of outcome as it were. So I do enjoy that, and I think that's more to where it's a passion thing for me. It's less work. I love doing that. But I think that's the same in every business. Like even my recruitment agency, I still enjoy that business, and I'm still really thankful of the employees that I've got and the clients. But I think after 5 or 6 years, you have different transitions and different stages of business, and you've always got to keep evolving as well. So it's a natural progression. After you have one business, you want to make sure after 4 or 5 years, once it's solid and it's working, everything, you obviously deviate your efforts to another project that you're passionate about as well.
So what other projects you're passionate about? So you say like in 1 year time, your goal is to make as much money as possible while enjoying your lifestyle. So like, let's say like a longer period of time, let's say 5-10 years, what do you want to leave behind yourself?
So like, I think by 5-10 years, I want at least 20 million pounds worth of net worth.
That's your personal goal, right? So what this number would really just give you, because it's just a number.
Yeah.
Okay, $20 million. How is it going to change you?
I think naturally the obvious answer is helping others and growth and contribution, as Tony Robbins calls it, the 6 phases.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm getting that more, but I think I'm at a stage now where I am just enjoying life for once. Like I'm not having to get up early and work. I'm not having to work the late nights anymore because it was tiring. So I am actually being more present than I've ever been before. So as entrepreneurs, we're always future focused. What next? What next? Right? Got the Lamborghini.
Yes.
What next? Living here. What next? I'm actually a lot better now. If like I'm happy just being me and doing what I'm doing right now every single day. And that's probably the first time ever in my life where I'm feeling like I'm just so fortunate. I don't want anything to change, and I'm happy. I don't need to. There's a lot of opportunities I've got now, which I think I could grow another £10 million business, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. So I would rather not do it and just make 2 mil, 3 mil a year, and have everything in my control and pick and choose when I work. Because that's freedom. All entrepreneurs want freedom, and not many people actually have freedom.
So what freedom actually means to you?
Freedom means like I pick and choose when I work. I'll work wherever I want, when I want, whenever I want, and buy whatever I want and do whatever I want.
So you mean freedom in time, pretty much, right?
Freedom in
so
everything,
whatever
yeah.
you want, you can be selective,
Correct.
say yes and say no, and do stuff like that. But do you think like just living, like right now you're living your best life, as you said, right? You're enjoying it. But like 5 years later, don't you think it's going to be tiring?
But it's not actually tiring.
Are you going to be tired of having all this money, living beautiful life, traveling,
I think in
all resorts?
Yeah, I think it's
You're going to be tired, James. What are you going to do after that? Come on.
But I think that's a default thing, yeah? Like if you're used to just going back to where I came from and my roots and being around friends and family and living in the traditional house, having 2 kids, and that's your life. Like that doesn't excite me,
that's
yeah?
it, yeah.
So like for me, it would be having more holiday homes, whether it's in south of France or Spain, which I'm looking at, to give me choice, and have a business always where I can just work anywhere in the world and hopefully travel with my girlfriend, partner, or whoever it is at the time, to do what I want. And I think, that's like the modern day life now, where a lot of, not the laptop lifestyle, but the e-commerce and online and the crypto and everything else, a lot of people are being able to adjust to this lifestyle it's never been able to be had before, because you had to work in an office, or you had to have a business and you had to be present. Now everything online, that is really escalated even further now, which created a lot of wealthy people. People have got the choice to like sort of work where they want. Not everyone, but
So you're saying right now is the best time to get in business and to get rich?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably the easiest time and the
Easiest
best time
time
to make money, yeah. Because we look at now of other people that are like 20, 25.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Some people at 21 have already $10 million in the bank account.
It's sickening, isn't it?
And we're like, what the hell? How did they get there? You know, you dropped like one word. I want to hear your take on it. Crypto.
Yeah, so I've got like probably 5-10% of my net worth in crypto, and I would like to learn more about it. I'll be honest, like I don't know too much about it because I'm very selective about my time, so I'm just really focused on what my niche is at the minute in my market and just absorbed in that, because I know I can make a lot more money in that because I'm just focused on that. If you start splitting your energy between 4 or 5 businesses, then you've only got 20% here, 20% there, 20% there. So I'm 100% on that, but now I've got more time. I think I would like to explore more about the NFTs. Like I've got crypto, but I don't trade it. I've just invested it and never sold it.
So you think it's like investment for you, right?
Investment,
So you invest your money for long term.
Long term, yeah.
So you probably go like into some Bitcoin, Ethereum, right?
Ethereum.
So the one that's not going to drop
Cardano.
like crazy, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is it like a really gambling? Like the money you invest, do you think that's good investment or that's the money you can lose?
That's the money I can lose for me.
So that's the money you can lose.
For now, until I know what I'm doing, and
Okay.
then I might risk some of my cash into crypto more.
So you're risking money, and you say it's okay to lose. If I
Yeah.
lose, it's okay, right? So that's your take on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Okay, one more question. You said like, in crypto, if I lose this money, it's okay. But if you lose everything, what would you do? Like, what's the steps you would take?
In terms of all my money?
Let's say something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Someone stole all your money. Like, you don't have apartment, you don't have your car, you just start from scratch. But you have all the knowledge you have right now.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would find other B2B agency businesses that are maybe struggling and partner up with them with a revenue share and say, look, I'm going to double your sales and revenue and I'm going to work with you every day for the next 3 to 6 months. And I want 20-30% of the upside.
How long would it take you to get to the same position as you are right now?
You know what I know now? I could probably get there within 18 months.
So
instead of 6 years.
That's pretty cool. Okay, one more thing. Like, I don't know how old are you right now, but if you were like, can have advice to yourself when you're 20 years old, what would you, just like your biggest 3 things on life you have?
Yeah, I would say personal development number 1. Buy and read books, consume everything on YouTube and podcasts, like from the right type of people, and just
so personal development, not business development.
Personal development.
Personal.
But in terms of like, it could still be about business, but it's still working on yourself. Yeah. So understanding your mindset of upgrading like your limited beliefs. Probably reading a book like Transurfing Reality, something like that, so where you understand your
New Zealand
subconscious.
book?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, of course. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, same. I always have it down my bedside and just read a chapter now and again. So I think just getting my younger self to forget about the partying and how it looks on the outside to everyone else and just literally do the work on yourself. And then probably the second thing is just pick something in terms of a niche or like a market and just be really, really good at one thing and just stick to that for a good 3 to 5 years. And naturally you would get wealthy from that because...
So you're saying focus it's pretty big, it's a big priority.
Yeah.
What do you think of those people who are really good at multiple things, like Richard Branson, right? He's like a serial entrepreneur. So
he's not really doing anything now though. Like he's not actually working in the businesses, he's given them his name or brand or final touch.
So you're saying this is good when you have like lots of money, you can put your name on it.
Yeah.
But at the beginning you need to focus completely on one thing.
Yeah,
one thing. That's
I see that with so many other business owners that like have probably got bigger businesses than me, but that don't make as much profit as me in money take home.
And you think the difference is only focus?
Focus, yeah.
So you just focus on one
goes,
thing
yeah.
and you just drill it till you succeed.
Yeah, I think only like when you look at successful people that have got multiple businesses, that's ones they've created maybe the first 5 or 10 million and they've got wealth and they can afford to just gamble on 10 different companies and build private equity pools or whatever it is, like, and just be a strategic advisor. That's my longer term goal, 5 to 10 years, is definitely acquire a lot more businesses and just be very strategic on them and not be in those businesses at all.
So just invest money in them, pretty much.
Invest money, but still give maybe
like
a few
board of
ideas
directors,
and and
few hours
structure.
a week.
Yeah,
And that's it. Okay, pretty cool. Just one more last question. Entrepreneur, do you think you get born with that or you just become it?
yeah, it's always a tough question, isn't it?
Because many people just want to be like successful, want to be like entrepreneurs.
It's controversial.
Controversial.
I personally think you're born with some sort of difference than you can't just... I think I was always an entrepreneur. I was always buying, selling, wheeling and dealing since I was younger. And I think your upbringing has a lot to do with it as well. So I was very fortunate that my parents weren't really wealthy, because there's not very many successful entrepreneurs that have come from a wealthy family, unless...
Elon Musk?
Yeah, unless... I mean, I've got friends that have come from wealthy families and
Okay.
they're successful in their own right because their parents brought them up correctly and didn't give them anything and told them, look, you need to work for your money. But I think there's definitely a certain element of being born with something unique about an entrepreneur.
And what is unique for entrepreneur? What characteristic you think that led you to success?
Determination, like for one, like never giving up, and I think for me, like always in my mind, I'm just even always thinking about like the next thing of how could I create. So it's very creative and creating wealth and ideas and just never switching off. So which I'm trying to do now is be more present. Entrepreneurs are future focused. They never think about the past and they're very struggle to be present. So you have to be a future thinking person, I think, to be an entrepreneur. Otherwise you can't really create or envision something in 5 or 10 years. And you're never looking around and thinking, oh, that's a business opportunity there, or what a great idea that would be.
Cool. So you say you need to be born with that, but you still need to develop it during your lifetime.
Yeah, and I think the environment, again, like a lot of successful people.
What about networking? Like, some people say that networking is number one, right? So if you, I think who said that? Maybe Dan Pena said, or maybe Peter Sage, or maybe all these gurus say that if you surround yourself with 5 other people who are successful, you're going to become one. If you surround yourself with 5 losers, you become another loser.
Yeah.
So then in this case, it means if you surround yourself with success, you become success. So you kind of like learn from it.
Yeah, it's one of like the things that, I think it was Jim Rohn that used to say that you are the
originally, you mean, right? Everyone's
always got the same quotes. Yeah. So I would say that, yeah, definitely, because I wasn't successful till I was 25, 26, but past 30 probably, because like that's why personal development is so important, because you're surrounding yourself with other aspiring entrepreneurs or other successful people. That's the only way you can pay to enter, whether it's a mastermind, a group, a community. Like you need to be surrounded by those people, because it upgrades your mindset and you see someone else that's more successful and you think, I'm better than them. And then that gives you accountability.
When you see them successful, but then not as good as you, that's what you think? And you can make more money.
Yeah.
That's how it works?
I think accountability is key, like, because everyone's got an ego, and I think like when you actually physically see someone and you think actually they're not as clever as me and they haven't got the charisma or personality, you're thinking, how has he made 20 million doing this? And it's like, shit, I need to up my game. And I think being surrounded by that, as opposed to just your friends from school and the safe environment, like you could always be the shining star in that group, and you're never going to raise yourself. And that's the same in everything. Professional athletes, you don't want to just be the best player in that sports team. You want to get to the best sports team, so you're working with elite other athletes.
So you say networking is very important. Just surround yourself with the like-minded people who are more actually successful than you. What do you do for your networking? How do you surround yourself with these rich people? Let's say some like poor guys sitting like in a small town, and he doesn't have any like rich people who want to talk to him. How would you do that?
Online. So I would join there's probably different groups. I would watch YouTube. I would invest in a program or someone, and then go to an event.
How much money you invested in your development, in your mastermind for the last, let's say, 5 years?
Must be close to $200,000, I would say, $150,000, $200,000.
And you think every cent was worth it?
It's funny, like even if one of the things wasn't good, now that I'm in helping people online, then I know not to do that in my course. So that's probably, I've learned one way or another, how things could be structured. But I think you can it depends like how you are like learning as a student. If you're always hungry to learn, you can pick a golden nugget from everything that you experience or program you bought or mastermind you've been to.
That's my phrase, gold nugget. You cannot use it.
Okay.
It's copyrighted.
I give you that.
Exactly. I agree with James, because you can go to some like crap seminar, crap conference, but you can just meet someone and this person will just click, right? Yeah. And you say, wow, remember this seminar, Peter Sage, when we met in 2016, and I met this guy, Chris.
Yeah, I
remember Chris with his watches, with his diamonds and everything, dyslexic. And when I saw this guy was making 20,000 pounds per day, remember? And I saw like he cannot concentrate on one thing for 30 seconds. I said like, gosh, if he can make it, if he can do it, I can do too, you know? And I think like a conference was okay, I liked it, but just meeting these people, it was great.
Yeah, it was,
so network is great. Okay, I have like a very quick questions. Try just to answer as fast as you could. Your favorite cuisine?
I would say Asian or Italian.
I say quick. Don't think. Your favorite drink? He's thinking. Look at He's cheating. Favorite drink?
Alcoholic. Because
Doesn't matter. I'm saying like favorite drink.
Yeah, I would say probably just Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Favorite car?
I'll say Lamborghini for now.
Blonde or brunette?
Both.
What's most important in business, luck or hard work?
Hard work creates luck.
Your best quality as entrepreneur?
Probably sales.
UK or Dubai? For living.
Dubai for living.
Dream that didn't come true yet?
French chateau in south of France.
Your favorite watch?
Probably the anniversary dial. Yeah, probably this on my AP.
AP meaning?
Audemars Piguet.
Audemars Piguet. Okay.
Royal Oak.
Okay. In biz, what's most important for you, profit or quality of your product?
Profit.
Profit. Look at this guy. He's honest. He just wants to make profit.
Everyone's going to say product. I should say product, but again, it's probably a double answer. Like if you've got a good product, you're going to make more profit. So it's probably a double-edged
That's
sword.
good. Yeah. Thank you, James.
All right, Andre. Good to see you.
I appreciate seeing you. It's a nice apartment, nice, beautiful view. So hopefully we'll see you in a few years and you're going to have like a collection of cars. You're going to have your own apartment that costs like millions of dollars. So best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.